At 0214 a.m., the Caribbean is a sheet of dark glass, silent, black, undisturbed. No waves, no wind, nothing alive on the surface, except the faint echo of something unnatural slicing through the night. High above, a P-8 Poseidon glides at 30,000 feet, its synthetic aperture radar sweeping the ocean like a surgeon's scalpel. On one pass, the screen is empty. On the next, the operator freezes. 98 heat signatures. 98 speedboats. All racing at over 50 knots, moving with predatory precision across a stretch of black water. And every one of them is carrying a deadly cargo. In total, more than 6,000 pounds of cocaine, a shipment worth over $100 million, heading straight toward North America like a white vein pumping poison into the bloodstream. It is the largest drug fleet ever recorded. And tonight, it will pay a price no cartel has ever paid before. Not far away, the ocean hides another shadow one the cartel didn't expect. The $1.88 billion Arleigh Burke-class destroyer running silent. No radar beams, no lights, no electronic signatures. Her passive sensors are alive, listening, waiting. 2 Coast Guard cutters drift far ahead, pretending to be ordinary patrols, hiding the strength beneath their decks. In her hold, a team of 12 Navy SEALs wait in total darkness. Every weapon is locked, every system is cold, every operator is still, all waiting for a single moment, because tonight, they are the only shield standing between the most aggressive cartel fleet in history and the American coastline. The cartel La Corona del Mare believes it has created an unstoppable delivery method. For years, the FBI has watched their shipments simply vanish at sea. No seized containers, no intercepted subs, no captured couriers, just silence. Hundreds of millions of dollars evaporating into the ocean as if swallowed by myth. But behind that silence, a new pattern was forming. A pattern built on scale. Not one boat, not 5, a fleet. 80 to 100 speedboats per run, launching simultaneously, moving like a swarm of metal predators. Each built with ultralight composite hulls, nearly invisible to radar. No AIS, no transponders. No lights, just twin 250 horsepower engines screaming across open water. They communicate only through low-frequency radio, bouncing whispers between waves to avoid detection. When the FBI's analysts reconstructed the pattern, they saw it immediately. This wasn't smuggling. This was maritime warfare. The cartel's fleet launches from the Guajira coast in Colombia, spreads into a wide wedge to scramble sensors, then converges 200-300 nautical miles off Mexico, an area notoriously difficult to patrol. There, they regroup, redistribute weight, refuel from floating caches, and then sprint to the US coastline. This run carries their biggest payload yet. And if even half of it reaches land, every major city on the eastern seaboard will feel the impact. The FBI sends a priority warning. No civilian agency can stop this. No patrol can chase 98 boats moving 55 knots at night. No interceptor can block a swarm splitting in 5 directions. To stop it, you must stop all 98 at once. And only the US military can do that. A joint maritime task force is formed in silence. FBI, Navy, Coast Guard. No attention, no public alerts, no leaks. They design not a blockade, but something far more ruthless. A kill box. Weeks in the making. In the command room, the plan emerges under cool blue lighting. Analysts, officers, and commanders lean over enlarged charts of the Caribbean, focusing on a narrow corridor between 2 reef lines. A 1-4 nautical mile choke point, with cross-currents so strong that any boat trying to conserve fuel will be forced to run straight through it. If the cartel fleet runs its usual trajectory, it will pass directly between the reefs. A natural bottleneck, a perfect trap. The Arleigh Burke destroyer becomes the mothership for the SEALs. The LCS patrol ship positions itself on the outer flank, ready to seal any deep water escape. 2 Coast Guard cutters drift into place, forming the final wall. Overhead, The P-8 Poseidon circles invisibly. On deck, MH-60R Seahawks, each carrying Hytron-trained marksmen, prepare to take to the sky. Every unit goes dark. No radar, no lights, no signals. Only passive sensors and human eyes. The sea becomes a silent battlefield waiting for prey. At 0248 AM, Poseidon detects the cartel fleet adjusting formation, swinging left to avoid a reef line. Exactly as predicted, the trap is tightening. At 0310, the fleet draws closer. Heat signatures intensify. 98 engines burning through the darkness. Each boat 30 to 40 feet long. Composite hulls blending into the wind. To the naked eye, they are ghosts. To SAR, they are a red cluster pulsing like a living organism. Their speed holds steady 54 knots. No deviation. The task force remains silent and still. No one on the cartel boats suspects a thing. At 0412 AM, the Poseidon operator sees it first. All 98 vessels have entered the corridor. The kill box slams shut. The SEAL commander watches his floor screen glow bright red 98 overlapping signatures pinned inside a geometric trap with walls of steel, prop wash, and American firepower. None of the cartel boats can turn. The cross currents will flip them. They cannot slow. The next boat will ram them. They cannot scatter. There is nowhere to go. For the first time all night, SEALs shift their weight and prepare to move. 2 minutes later, the entire ocean explodes into controlled violence. An MH-60R Seahawk peels off from the destroyer, skimming low. The marksman leans out over the open bay, eyes locked through NV optics. His target? The lead boat. At 60 feet, he squeezes the trigger. 3 rounds. One crippled engine. The speedboat skids sideways, loses thrust, falls behind like a wounded animal. Then the next boat, then another, and another. 12 engines disabled in under 70 seconds. Down below, Coast Guard cutters launch fast pursuit craft, small, fast interceptors ripping across the waves at near cartel speeds. Their job is containment. Anything trying to break the killbox walls gets hunted down. Some boats zigzag desperately, but the Coast Guard controls every exit like chess masters forcing checkmate. Above them, the Seahawks marksmen continue firing precise bursts, never hitting crew, only engines. Rounds pierce composite housings, spark ignitions, and in several cases, ignite the cartel's reckless fuel mix. Boats erupt into flashes of orange before extinguishing in hissing walls of spray. The cartel believes it is under missile attack. It isn't. It's under surgical disassembly. Inside the killbox, chaos blooms. Boats collide, engines stall. The perfect formation disintegrates into a spinning mass of powerless craft. The SEAL commander whispers the only words his team has been waiting for. Go. 3 ropes drop into darkness. 12 SEALs slide into the night like falling shadows. They hit the decks of 3 central boats, exactly the vessels flagged by the FBI as command boats carrying the highest purity cocaine. Combat erupts instantly. Cartel crew members push bales overboard in desperation, their last attempt to lighten load and outrun the blockade. SEALs toss stun grenades, blinding flashes ripping across the water. Cartel gunners raise homemade weapons. SEALs answer with short, controlled bursts, disabling limbs, subduing helmsmen, and dragging ringleaders to the deck. On Boat 49, the SEALs strike gold. El Marino, the cartel's maritime commander and architect of the 98-boat fleet, tries to throw his engine into a hard starboard turn. A SEAL clamps his hands, wrenches him down, and pins him to the deck. The fleet has lost its brain. Outside the corridor, the chase continues. 6 boats attempt breakout maneuvers. The LCS swings wide, cutting off deep water escape. 2 boats are intercepted. 2 lose engines to precision shots. The remaining pair collide, flipping into the current. Within 27 minutes, the largest drug fleet in history ceases to exist. 41 speedboats adrift, 39 seized intact, 18 destroyed by fuel explosions or structural failure, 0 escapes, more than 6,000 pounds of cocaine recovered, 14 high-value targets captured, dozens of satellite phones, GPS logs, and encrypted comms seized, and with them, an entire empire's secrets. Within 48 hours, FBI analysts extract data mapping the cartel's warehouses, routes, fuel resupply points, and offshore caches in 3 different countries. Just days later, coordinated raids dismantle the logistics backbone of La Corona del Mare. The fleet is gone. The leaders are gone. The routes are exposed. The secrecy is dead. In one night, the cartel didn't just lose a shipment, it lost its future. For the US forces, Operation Blackcurrant becomes a textbook example of interagency precision. FBI intelligence, Navy killbox design, Coast Guard containment, SEAL interdiction, a perfectly timed tri-agency strike executed without a single casualty. The final report to the Department of Defense contains one simple line: no formation runs faster than a perfectly prepared killbox. And for the men who were there, that line rings true. Because long before the first shot was fired, before the first rotor spun, before the first engine died, the outcome had already been written. When 98 cartel speedboats entered that corridor, the battle was already over, and they never even knew it. Thank you for watching. If you want more high-intensity, real-world naval operations told with cinematic detail, make sure to subscribe and join the fleet. More Shadow War stories are coming, and on the open ocean, silence is the loudest warning of all.